Discover the monsters of antiquity. How did we survive that brutal era? Picture a world shrouded in perpetual twilight, where the ground shook under the weight of beasts that could crush a modern elephant without effort, and the air echoed with roars that chilled the blood of our earliest forebears. This wasn't a nightmare from some ancient myth. It was reality hundreds of thousands of years ago. An epoch of unrelenting savagery where survival meant outwitting, outrunning, or outlasting monsters that dominated every corner of the planet. Have you ever wondered how fragile humans, armed only with crude stones and flickering fires, managed to endure in a landscape ruled by these colossal horrors? What secrets did they uncover in the shadows of these titans that allowed our species to rise from prey to predator? Buckle up for a harrowing journey through time as we unearth the beasts that tested humanity's limits and reveal the brutal ingenuity that ensured our ancestors' legacy endures to this day. Let's plunge into the heart of Africa, the scorching cradle where life itself seemed forged in fire and fury, vast savannas stretching like endless battlegrounds under a merciless sun. Here lurked the Pelorovis, a monstrous bovine ancestor that towered like a living fortress, its horns sweeping outward in deadly arcs over 2 meters wide, weapons that could impale a pride of lions in a single charge. Weighing more than a ton and standing nearly 2 meters at the shoulder, this beast grazed with deceptive calm, its massive frame rippling with muscle that belied a temper as volatile as the thunderstorms that ravaged the plains. Descended from ancient herds that roamed during the Pliocene, the Pelorovis adapted to climatic upheavals that wiped out lesser creatures, its thick hide scarred from battles with predators and rivals alike. Our early hominid kin, the Homo habilis and erectus, eyed these giants with a mix of terror and opportunism. They shadowed the herds, scavenging kills or ambushing the weak with sharpened flakes of obsidian, their hearts pounding as they dodged those lethal horns. Cave art from northern Africa immortalizes these encounters, crude etchings of horned behemoths that suggest rituals of respect, or perhaps pleas for mercy from nature's wrath. But survival demanded cunning. These ancestors learned to use fire to drive the Pelorovis into traps, turning the monster's strength against it in a dance of desperation that honed human intelligence. What if one wrong step meant being trampled into the dust? The Pelorovis' extinction, tied to shifting climates and human pressure, left voids in the ecosystem, voids that our species eagerly filled. Shift southward to the untamed wilds of South America, where tangled jungles met sprawling pampas in a labyrinth of life and death, rivers swollen with secrets snaking through the undergrowth. Enter the Macrauchenia, a bizarre abomination that looked like evolution's cruel joke, a camel's humpbacked form fused with a giraffe's elongated neck and topped by a bizarre nasal trunk that wriggled like a serpent seeking prey. This one-ton oddity, measuring 3 meters long, loped through the foliage with eerie grace, its 3-toed feet silent on the damp earth as it foraged for leaves and fruits high above the reach of ordinary beasts. Isolated on the continent for eons, part of the extinct Litopton lineage, it baffled scientists until DNA scraps from Patagonian bones linked it unexpectedly to horses and rhinos, a revelation that upends our understanding of isolated evolution. Migrating humans, crossing the Bering Land Bridge and trekking south, must have frozen in awe or fear upon first sighting this chimera, its trunk sniffing the air for danger while its eyes gleamed with alien intelligence. Survival here meant adaptation. These wanderers crafted bolas from stones and vines to entangle the Macrauchenia's legs, bringing down the monster for hides that warded off the chill and meat that fueled arduous journeys. Imagine the pulse-quickening hunt, the beast's trumpeting cries echoing through the mist as spears found their mark. Yet, as ice ages thawed and forests receded, this enigma vanished, its quirky adaptations no match for a changing world, and the relentless advance of human hunters who turned its peculiarities into fatal flaws. Now venture to the arid expanses of North America, where sun-baked deserts and jagged canyons formed a crucible of endurance, winds howling like the ghosts of fallen behemoths. The Neuthrotheriops, a ground-dwelling sloth of nightmarish proportions, lumbered through this hellscape, its 2-meter-tall frame propped on hind legs as curved claws raked the soil for thorny sustenance like cacti and yucca. Unlike its tree-hugging descendants, this half-ton horror was a terrestrial tank, its shaggy coat matted with dust and spines, a tail like a club providing balance for reaches that stripped vegetation bare. Fossils from Grand Canyon caves, including preserved dung revealing a diet of desert-hardy plants, date back to mere millennia ago, placing it squarely in the path of incoming humans. These early arrivals, clad in furs against the biting cold, viewed the sloth as both boon and bane. Its slow gait made it an easy target for coordinated ambushes with atlatls, spears hurled with deadly accuracy to pierce its thick hide. But woe to the hunter who underestimated its claws, capable of eviscerating with a single swipe. Survival strategies evolved here. Clans used smoke signals to coordinate, driving the beast into ravines where escape was impossible, harvesting its fur for warmth and bones for tools. The irony burns. A creature built for lethargic dominance, felled by the swift ingenuity of a species just learning to master fire and cooperation. As climates warmed, the Neuthrotheriops faded into legend, its remnants whispering of a time when slowness was a death sentence. Deep in the steaming jungles of Asia, where vines choked the light and monsoons turned earth to mud, the Gigantopithecus stalked like a primordial spectre, a 3-meter colossus of fur and fury that dwarfed any ape alive today. Weighing half a ton, its jaw, known from fossil fragments in Chinese caves, crushed bamboo and roots with bone-shattering force, a herbivore whose sheer size commanded respect from tigers and bears alike. This enigma, living up to 300,000 years ago, may have inspired Yeti tales, its shadowy form glimpsed by Homo erectus who shared the forests. Survival against such a monster required stealth. Our ancestors avoided direct confrontation, instead scavenging its leavings or using pits lined with sharpened stakes to trap the giant during its foraging. Picture the heart-stopping moment, a massive arm swinging through the canopy, eyes locking with a human's in mutual recognition of intelligence. These encounters sparked early myths, perhaps the first sparks of storytelling around campfires, where tales of the forest king taught vigilance. But as bamboo groves shrank with cooling climates, the Gigantopithecus starved into oblivion, its legacy fueling human imagination and the drive to conquer what once terrified. Isolated on Madagascar's emerald shores, a realm of bizarre wonders cut off from the world, the Varombe titan strutted as an avian abomination, a flightless behemoth nearly 3 meters tall and nearing a ton, its feathered bulk quaking the ground like an earthquake on legs. With a neck like a periscope and beak suited for pulverizing fruits and leaves, this elephant bird evolved in predator-free paradise, its eggs the size of watermelons, a prize for arriving humans. These seafarers, landing with canoes and curiosity, hunted the titan with nets and clubs, roasting its flesh in feasts that sustained villages. Survival meant exploiting size against the slow. Pitfalls disguised with foliage ensnared the bird, its weight its undoing. Revered in folklore as a thunderous spirit, its extinction mere centuries ago marks humanity's first major ecological scar, a brutal lesson in overharvest that echoes today. In Europe's frozen tundras, the Homo therium prowled as a saber-toothed nightmare, its lithe 300-kilo frame slicing through snow, with fangs curved for throat-ripping precision. Agile and pack-hunting, it ambushed mammoths and deer, clashing with cave-dwelling humans who countered with fire-hardened spears and traps. These battles forged tribal bonds, survivors sharing scars as badges of bravery. East Africa's Metridiocoirus, a spiraled tusked boar of 250 kilos, rampaged through grasslands, its omnivorous maw devouring all. Hominids hunted it in groups, using its aggression to lure it into spears, meat-fueling brain growth. Oceania's Myolania, a horned turtle fortress, half a ton heavy, crawled islands with spiked defenses. Humans clubbed it for shells turned into tools, its isolation no shield. Eurasia's Megalochirus, antler-crowned deer of 700 kilos, jeweled in meadows, painted in caves as sacred. Hunters used its migrations for ambushes, hides for shelter. The aurochs, ton-heavy bull with piercing horns, charged forests. Domesticated through selective kills, it birthed cattle. Woolly rhinoceros, 3-ton furred tank, ploughed tundras, speared for horns used in rituals. Canis mosbacensis, pack-hunting wolf forebear, taught cooperation, allied with humans for mutual hunts. Panthera leofacilis, 400-kilo lion giant, stalked solitarily, evaded by fire circles. Elephas antiquus, 13-ton forest elephant, trumpeted through woods, trapped in pits for ivory tools. In this cauldron of monstrosities, Homo sapiens emerged, fragile yet fierce, wielding intellect as the ultimate weapon. They observed, adapted, and overcame, turning terror into triumph through tools, tactics, and tales. The climax of survival, from cowering in caves to claiming the world, our ancestors' brutality matched the eras, ensuring we stand today. But what monster fascinates you most? Comment your thoughts, like if this chilled your spine, and subscribe for more dives into Antiquity's horrors.